Before we move on to our sour cream based recipe, just want to show you the nutrition facts for the other ingredients used. So if you pause the video, you can read these at your leisure. And here for the Tabasco sauce that we used. Here it is for the sriracha. Good thing about hot sauce and sriracha, they don't add any fat or have no carbs at all. So that is also a positive, especially if you're trying to manage some of your weight, and even just these alone, just added to whatever snack that you like, can also be a nice boost to your metabolism, at least even if it's only temporarily, but it's definitely better than having slower metabolism, obviously. Then here are the lime chips that we just showed you that went into our first recipe. See all that here, and then again we'll just show you the full name of the flavor, fiery chili lime. For a sour cream based recipe here, we're just going to add, let's say it's about maybe half of this 8-ounce tub, so about 4 ounces, maybe a little more, just depending upon, as we saw in the last recipe, we might just add a little more just because it didn't go all the way to the top of the dish. So here are just some of the quick nutrition facts for the sour cream. Now, as you can see, whenever you pause the video, you can just see some of the ingredients and then the serving size. Also a phone number, website, if you want to find out more about this brand. I decided to use nearly the entire tub just because this dish actually is holds a lot more than I thought. So we just used nearly the entire 8-ounce tub. So now we're going to add a little bit of our sriracha. Now, if down below you would prefer not to have it, we could also do maybe a future video at some other date without the sriracha or any hot sauce. Well, we decided to not add so much sriracha. We were running low on that, so even if you don't like a whole lot of spicy food, it won't be too much of a burn when you're eating this. And even if just adding a couple drops of Tabasco there, that shouldn't be too much. So this will be more of our milder recipe that we'll show you. Here we just added the remaining part of our chicken from our chicken breast. It was just half for this one and half for our cream cheese based recipe. So for this, we're going to put this in the microwave again for around 3 to 4 minutes or so. Now for these vegetables, because our pan, as you could probably see over here, it's kind of dirty, so we're going to have to clean this out. Now if anybody knows of a really quick solution besides just letting the pan soak in soap and water, go ahead, comment down below. So it would definitely be a big help. But for this sour cream based recipe, instead of the cream cheese recipe, we're going to show you just with fresh vegetables without them being cooked. While our sour cream base for our recipe is being heated in the microwave, I just wanted to just show you guys specifically, like I said before, it's the cut up into little pieces, the broccoli, the peppers and onions. Now, if there's a particular vegetable that you prefer that wasn't included, go ahead, give that verdict down below. Whether you prefer either squash or zucchini or cucumbers or a different variety of pepper, whether it's green, banana, jalapeno, whatever type of pepper that you would prefer. Also either ghost pepper if you like really hot peppers. So just go ahead, let us know down below. For our sour cream recipe, we're probably going to add the rest of these vegetables just so we can just give a nice cover and a nice layer to our recipe. And also, like before, we're going to add some of our oyster crackers that we still have left, as well as some of the pretzel crisps, and also we're going to add some of the Pringles as well. Now this time we're going to add the Pringles before the pretzel crisps, just to change a little bit just from our first recipe. While our sour cream base is finishing up, that's heating in the microwave, we'll just show you the other two Pringles varieties in the meantime. So we just have the super cheesy Italian and the mighty margarita pizza. So here we'll just show you the nutrition facts real quick. It's fairly similar to the chili lime. So right here, as well as for the margarita. First, just to give a little part of the review before we get to that part of the video. Overall, just like to say that I'm glad that Pringles is actually trying to experiment, try a few different flavors other than just your standard chip flavors, other than just plain salt and vinegar, dill pickle, barbecue, or other basic varieties that many of us have known from most other chip brands. Here, as you can see, it's pretty piping and steaming hot. So we left this in the microwave for just about a little over 3.5 minutes, and it's already starting to heat up, and it's already steamed up pretty nicely. So if you want to wait for this to cool down a little bit before you add your other ingredients, you can do that. But for our recipe right now, we'll just go ahead and add our vegetables. As you can see, we just added our vegetables. Now, to some people, this may be similar to a sort of bisque-like soup, whether it's either lobster bisque or a different type of bisque, either tomato or whatever you've even tried or are familiar with. Also, this can also give on the texture of a clam chowder or the New England style clam chowder. Now, obviously, just for New England, just with them in the Super Bowl. I don't know if we have any other Philly fans out there, but also could probably have a little bit of cheese to this too, a little bit of the cheesesteak reminiscent of the other ingredients that we have here. Just so with New England and Philly, obviously, like everybody, if your team's still in it, whether it's the Patriots or the Eagles, just either way, it's going to be a really good game. We'll just see the Patriots can either pull it off or if the Eagles can get their first Super Bowl win. Next, we're going to add our oyster crackers here. So we'll just add a few of them just on top here. I'll spill a little bit, but that's okay. So there you go with that. Now some of these aren't crumbled as the other ones. Now some of these are just left whole. That's fine then. It's just going to be used as a dip either for chips or for other wings that you may have or whatever appetizers that you're serving at your party. Now that we have our Pringles chips added to this, so we'll just try to smash some of these up a little bit with our fork here, just so we can break some of these down and they're not covering up the entire recipe dish here, just so we can mix it up a bit. Now, obviously, if you just wanted to mix in a little bit of the rest, you can do that as well. Just we're going to show you real quick just how it may look if you mix up all the ingredients in this recipe here. Now that this is mixed up a bit, we're going to add our pretzel crisp. We're going to add both varieties. Again, the sea salt and cracked pepper, as well as the everything flavor of the pretzel crisps. Here with the everything, we're just going to crunch these up a little bit. Just throw them on top here. We only need a few of them, so it's not a big dish, so we won't need to use that many. Also, we're going to add our sea salt variety of pretzel crisps, and again, we'll just grind these up. Put them on top here, and we're going to mix these up a little bit again. So now we're just going to mix in some of our pretzel crisps here into our recipe. Now again, there's a lot of ingredients into this dish, so people can just, like before, just dig right in and just enjoy a really good recipe and a really good appetizer to kick off their Super Bowl meal. So have great recipes with should be a great game. Also, I'm sure the commercials will also be great, and then I don't know if they're already on YouTube, if they're going to be either already previewed or if you can see them before the game, and also the halftime show, I'm sure as well. Also, the halftime show should be great as well. So up in Minnesota, I think, yeah, there's Justin Timberlake is the halftime show performer. So as everybody can see, here are our completed 2 recipes. Over on the right, you have the cream cheese based one, and on the left, you have the sour cream based recipe. So go ahead, give that verdict down below on which one you prefer, or if there's another base that you would prefer in the recipe, which one's your favorite and why, which one you think could be improved and why, which one would you think that it could be better by adding a different ingredient, or it could be a different international ingredient, or whatever it is you think that make this recipe better. I'm sure everybody here would appreciate your constructive feedback and to help us make this recipe even better for more people. For these pretzel crisps here, we may do a future video on these, reviewing them, as well as the other varieties of pretzel crisps. We haven't decided yet if we're going to go forward with that. If you guys want to see a review of that, be sure to reach out to us on Twitter and even on Instagram, just to let us know that not only should we do these, but other review videos that you would like to see, or any other recipe videos you think we should feature on our channel. Now that we showed you guys the recipes, we're going to move on to our chip review. So we have, again, like I said earlier in the video, we have 3 different varieties of Pringles chips, as well as 2 different varieties of Lay's chips. Like I was saying before, for the Pringles chips, you could definitely taste each of these flavors that are on the labels here overall, I really enjoyed them. Now, they're not necessarily the healthiest snack, but they're definitely a good comfort food. And also, like I was saying before, if you just want to serve these along with these two dip recipes, that's definitely a great choice as well. I would prefer something along these type of bolder, more exotic flavors than just your standard plain Ruffles chips or plain Lay's chips or just Frito corn chips. Just something a little different, maybe something that most people really haven't seen before, these type of combination of ingredients used in the appetizers that you're going to serve.